In the year 2028, one Big Mac will equal $1 million. From the Gospel of John McAfee. Bro, just learn to code. The Project Freedom Podcast.
Boom. What's up, everybody? You guys can see the drippy drop literally just happened. So I was like, you know what, whatever. No point in getting up. Show's already started. So guys, good evening to you. Does my face look shiny? I just applied some Tatcha water cream to it. Not quite sure why I bought that stuff, but hey, I'm 30 now, so I guess I need to take care of my skin, right? Okay, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that stream last night about me going over the stuff, the phone calls from Jonathan MLD's free consultation Friday back in 2019. Good God, that was cringeworthy to me, at least. Hopefully, hopefully it was equally as cringeworthy to you guys, because that's the fun in it, right? But speaking of Mr. Jonathan MLD, I decided to do this stream about how to become a blockchain developer because, gentlemen and ladies, if you're in the audience, of questions like this that I get. And this was, so if you guys do know Jonathan MLD, he referred somebody to me, which is pretty common. He's referred a lot of people. I'd say probably like a solid like 30 or 40% of people, at least in the first year that I started DD, were Jonathan MLD's people. But this one's recent. This is from yesterday or today. Anyway, I got the guy's name blocked out because I don't want to like share personal stuff. Although there's really nothing like, ooh, can't share his information here. But I get questions and emails like this, and people will DM me too, like the same questions all the time. So this guy says, "Hey Josh, I hope you're well. I was referred to you by Jonathan Hogwood, MLD. I like how he spelled out his whole name. I was told that you are the man to talk to in order to get a career in programming. I'm a beginner. I've been learning Python for at least 4 months and plan to move on to Solidity in order to have a career in blockchain. MLD stated that you have helped some of his clients gain a career in programming within 6 months. Why, yes, I have indeed. We have. The network has. Please let me know how we can move forward and if you can help me do the same." All right. So, yeah. There you go. And honestly, and if you're the guy who sent me this email, I've already talked to you, so you already have my answer, right? But honestly, guys, I get people ask me questions like that all the time. It's like, is this something I can do? And again, if you are listening, I'm not trying to put you down specifically, but guys, if you're already starting out thinking, is this something I can do? And the thing that you're asking to do isn't like rocket science or requires a license or requires you breaking a law to do, then you shouldn't have to ask, is this something I should do? Or is this something that's I'm capable of doing? You need to be asking, how can I achieve this? All right. So, big surprise for anyone out there. You don't need a degree to be a programmer. Never had to, right? Never had to. In fact, I would say back in like the 1990s, first of all, fellas and ladies, excuse me, way back in the day, when being a software engineer or a programmer or a software developer, however you want to, whatever kind of title you want to put on it, like back in the day when they had college courses for this stuff, well, they really didn't. All right. If you had a computer science degree, you were literally studying theoretical computer science, mostly physics and math. A lot of it was, it's probably more it's probably more electronic engineering intensive than it is nowadays, even though, like, when I was in school, I still had to take, I think, 4 ELE classes, but they coincide. But there was no school that was like, okay, here's how you program and get a job as a programmer. In fact, although nowadays I would say computer science departments in colleges do actually teach you a little bit of code. Although I don't know if you can't, if you guys go see the previous stream that I had called College is Useless for Coding in 2021. If you go to that guy's school, who happens to be a client of mine, if you go to that guy's school, then maybe not. But regardless, they still teach you some actual applicable programming skills, at least the basics, all right, enough to kind of learn how to code. And I also have to say, like, and I didn't go to a bad computer science department. I didn't go to the best one ever in the whole world. I would say that it was the best darnest one, the state of Mississippi. Shoo! But I didn't really learn a whole lot, guys, in school. I learned more in that first year, in my first year of actually working, than I ever have in school. And I think that's normal. But back to the point of all this, guys, is back in the day, there was no computer science degree, right? Like, you got a job in programming because you just happened to either walk into it, or you were in a company that was moving into the web, all right, moving into the technological age. And they were like, hey, we need, like, you're the only person who knows this business, so we need you to program for it. Which, by the way, and I tell all my clients this all the time, and I probably said this in the stream 1,000 times, but if you are ever going to be a developer, you're going to have to learn more than just how to develop, right? If you're going to be a developer if you're going to develop or write code for a brain surgery drill, you're probably going to have a doctorate. You're probably going to know, or you're at least going to know a whole lot about fucking brain surgery, okay? Otherwise, you can't write the code for it. We call this business logic, although I don't know. I guess that might be brain surgery logic, but I think you guys get the point there, right? But you never need a degree to get a job in programming. And then it moved into, like, I'd say, like, the mid 2000s, where they had FANG, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Google. And like in order for you to kind of have that badge of honor that proves, hey, I know how to code, a lot of places would ask a requirement for a software bachelor's degree, computer science, math, or related field. Okay. However, and he's probably watching the stream right now. I know somebody who works at Apple, never got a degree. He got a degree, but he didn't get a computer science degree, and he didn't get his degree until after he already started being a developer for fucking Apple, guys. Fucking Apple, all right? Not like random company number 7240. I'm talking about Apple. Everybody knows Apple, okay? There's never been a legal requirement for you to have a piece of paper or degree in order to be a software developer. Can you guys hear that person hogging the horn out there? Jeez and Pete's. Guys, you guys want to see me open up the window and just, like, throw something at the person honking the horn? Should I do that? Would that be entertaining for the stream? Also, guys, I'm trying a new lighting setup. I need my tech guy here, because I don't think I'm doing this right. Kyle, does it look retarded, Kyle? Let me know if it does. Let me know. All right, guys. So the point is, you don't need a degree. And again, I'll also add, the guy in the email didn't ask anything about a degree, and I was surprised that he didn't. All right. Maybe he already knew. All right. But people will ask me that too a lot. They're like, hey, do I need a degree to get a job as a developer? And the answer is no. Okay. We can talk more about that later, because this isn't technically about being a developer, period, in general. All right. This stream is supposed to be about blockchain development, but you also don't need it to do that. Okay, guys? So, all right. Big surprise, guys. I've done a stream before about how to be a developer. Okay. I basically compact it into 3 steps. And although there's just 3 steps, if you guys saw the stream or you're in the group, you're in DD, or you watch me regularly, you probably heard me say this before. Those 3 steps they're a little bit more than just 3 steps. All right, they're not like, it's not like, okay, I just wake up, I get out of bed, and then I brush my teeth. That's 3 things. All right, it's not like that. All right. In fact, those 3 steps go in tandem. Okay, but big surprise to you guys, how to become a blockchain developer is pretty much the same thing, except your focus is pointed more towards the blockchain. All right, more towards the blockchain, and rightfully so, right? So, like, another thing to you guys is, and again, here's me just talking about shit that I've already talked about before. If there's ever been a time before in history to get a job, it's now. No matter what the fuck that job is, now is the time, because everybody's quitting their job for all kinds of different reasons, right? Like, whatever, we won't talk about that in the stream. But also, so just getting a job, period, right now it's prime for the pickings, ladies and gentlemen, prime for the picking. But what else is going on right now in history? Because I do believe that this is a part of history. I believe this is a legitimate part of history that is unfolding before our very eyes. What else is going on? Blockchain. The blockchain revolution, evolution, whatever you want to call it. Pretty important. You guys all my stream, you guys are all already there. I don't need to be like, I don't need to sell you guys on the decentralization of the internet, my viewers at least. All right. If you're a new viewer and you're just watching this stream for the first time, I don't know what to tell you. Go back and watch another video, because that's not for the stream. All right. Blockchain. It's kind of big right now, right? And we're in the midst of a bull run, if you want to call it that, right now. And everyone is freaking out about cryptocurrency prices and this and that. But and what is cryptocurrency? It's digital assets. They're currencies of the internet. Well, they're really currencies of the Web 3. But why do those things exist in the first place? In one part, so maybe Bitcoin has a certain purpose, right? Certain purpose. Okay, we won't spend time on that unless you guys want to talk about that and discuss it. We can. But what about just having immutable data, a ledger of immutable data that's trustless, permissionless, doesn't have any sense of bias, isn't going to like censor people? Basically, guys, any problem that the internet currently has, okay, the blockchain essentially fixes that, and it uses cryptocurrency, a store of value. Not all of them are stores of value, but you can give these things value, all right, and use them to incentivize people to use the blockchain in the correct manner. Hence cryptocurrency. But blockchains don't need to have cryptocurrency, okay? To get public adoption and to have things be done correctly. I mean, unless all of a sudden, if one day we just wake up, snap our fingers, everybody is just a good person. Everyone just becomes inherently selfless. Nobody's selfish anymore. Then okay, maybe you won't need it. But you'll have to sell me really hard on that actually coming to fruition, because I don't believe it. So, what else we've seen going on in the world? Lots of kind of authoritarian figures, people, you could even say big tech, taking advantage of the, I guess, power that they have. People are not happy about it anymore, right? Which I don't think people were ever happy about it, guys, but people are actually starting to be vocal about it, right? And people are voting with their money in their feet. And thus, blockchain isn't just booming right now because there's massive amounts of inflation. Shh, that's a secret. Just kidding. Don't censor me. It's not just because of that, though. All right. There is a change in humanity going on right now. Okay. Just like there was when the internet first came out. And just like there was when the iPhone and mobile Excuse me, guys. I had to burp, and I just swallowed the burp so that I didn't do it in the microphone for y'all. So anyway, instead of me taking a lot of time talking about that, I also have a video, if you're actually interested on it, called Web 3.0. Actually, World 3.0. Web 3.0 was before that, I think. But if you're actually interested in the evolution of technology over the last like 30 years, you can watch that video. But even before that, guys, like the agricultural revolution, all kinds of revolutions. Look, the fact of the matter is humanity, once, and we could even say that cars were technology, the automobile. Once humanity, and we can, you know what? Hold on, Josh. Hold on. Before you say the other thing. Before we even talk about fucking cars, we can even go back all the way to fucking cavemen finding a fire. That's technology, as far as I'm concerned, right? Every time humanity finds a new technology that makes life easier, they go and utilize the new technology, and there's the spare time that they have after not having to, let's just say, cavemen with fire, after not having to bury their meat from the animals they killed in the ground so that they would acquire good and bad bacteria and blah, 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 and they could just cook it in the fire. They use that spare time to go do other things like build huts and then eventually build kingdoms and then eventually build tractors and planes and trains and buses and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, I think you guys get the point, all right? So it is inevitability every time humanity has something that makes their life better to adopt it. Okay, and then it booms, all right? So blockchain's here to stay, fellas. Blockchain is here to stay. It is already too late. They powers that be, don't like it, and they actually can use it against us if it's their blockchain. But that is also why not only is it one of the best times to just get a job in fucking human history, period, it's one of the best times to get a job in the cryptocurrency, blockchain, whatever sort of like, it literally, guys, doesn't even have to be like, you don't even have to work for like a big blockchain company. You could be working for a small development team that's like number 14,312 on the fucking on CoinMarketCap. All right. Now, why is that? Other than all those things that I said, well, not just because it's becoming like very big and reaching more massive adaptation. But like a simple fact of the matter, guys, is, okay, so think about this too. Most developers, which there already is a shortage of, people think the opposite. People think, Chris Baker, I'm talking to you, thought, okay, if there's now I live in America and they're probably just going to like hire a bunch of offshore people in different countries to do work, and they'll pay them very little wages and pay me, who I'm an American, as if I have to live in America, I need an American salary. Well, that didn't work out too well because over time, although that did start happening probably like 10 years ago, over time, these people that were good developers, okay, good developers could write good code and do a good job, not just like do everything 100% wrong. They realized their worth and started asking for more money. And if they didn't receive it, they would go to places that would pay them that more money because, trust me, people need good developers, all right? But imagine if you were around. Imagine if you were a developer, already like a full-fledged developer, if you are a developer already in the audience, when Steve Jobs first released the iPhone, like right when it happened, right? Not like 7 years later, now you're programming with Swift or whatever, because it's a little like the parabolic ability of that technology, it's already kind of flat now, right? Everybody has an app. It's not super hard to make an app anymore. But back then, like many millionaires were minted from the App Store, from creating fucking games on the App Store, from creating anything on the App Store, right? It didn't even have to be complex. So imagine if you could go back in time and do that. Well, we have that ability now. And quite frankly, like, you don't have to just be into cryptocurrency to make money from it. Most of these developers are making an enormous amount of money, even if it's just a team for Dogelon, Musk, Cum Rocket token and it's a rug pull. They're probably still going to make an enormous amount of money because they have this power and ability to write this code. And then once they're done, they can go elsewhere to somewhere that's bigger and better and more important, and those people will pay them an enormous amount of money. Okay, enormous, huge. It's going to be huge. All right. So that's why, guys. That's why this is the most opportune time. So we have the Earth and society and everybody quitting jobs, people needing developers. So there's already a scarcity over here, and then we have this other polarity on the other side. That's just, hey, I need blockchain. Blockchain's growing. All right. So like if there, and I mean this, if there has ever been a time for you to get a job as a developer or as a blockchain developer or any job period, now is the time, ladies and gentlemen. Now is the time. Don't sit around wasting time thinking and wondering what if. All right. At least try. Okay. At least try if it's something that you want to do. Okay. And honestly, like if I could go back in time to when the iPhone was developed, knowing what I know now, dude, I would have done so many. I would have had just done like Flappy Bird, but better. All right. Could have made so much money. So much money. I do apologize, guys. I haven't checked in with you guys yet. Cody Moose says, Sam saying yes sticker. Yes. D-Man Scott says, let's go blockchain. Let's go blockchain, Brandon. Yes. Rhea Peterson says, question face emoji. Good evening. Good evening to you, Rio. My favorite PWCB hater, Kyle W says, let's go. Kyle, is everything all right, dude? With the stream. Dude, Kyle, what do I do about this, man? This thing does not want to set. All right, we're leaving it there. Let's see if it moves, Kyle. Let's see if it moves. Not going to touch it. Don't let me touch it, Kyle. Don't let me fucking touch it. Sam Perchinsky in the Who says Sam lifting weights sticker. Sam lifting weights and saying yes. Please link. I'm almost 30. You want the link to the Tatcha moisture cream, Cody? All right, hold on a second. TATCHA. Water cream. You want the link, Cody? Send link. We want their website link. Here you go, Cody. Here you go, my friend. Have at it. Have at it, Cody Moose. Sent your way, friend. Sent your way. Waldemar Perez Jr. says, I just turned 41 and I'm naturally oily AF. No creams needed. I'm oily AF too, dude. I'm oily AF as well. But I don't know if that the oil that I produce naturally is enough to like combat the aging of skin. Maybe I should just get Botox, guys. I don't know. Rhea Peterson says, I wonder if the Let's Go Schmanden Shmeem would to trade like Dogecoin as a token. You know what? Let's find out. Let's find out. You want to do this with me? You want to do this with me, guys? Let's see if there is a let's do a search, guys. Let's see if there's a fucking Let's Go Brandon. Oops, I said it. I'm gonna get in trouble, guys. I'm gonna get in trouble because apparently, guys, you're not allowed to say that on YouTube. Apparently. All right, so let's see. Let's search for Let's Go Brandon. Oh, there's 3 of them already, buddy. 3 of them. Let's see. FJB. Let's Go Brandon. Let's look at this one, and this one. In fact, I might need to share my entire. Hold on, guys. Let me unshare this screen. Let me just share the entire Chrome tab here. Hold up. Window. But to see some Inception, guys. Brace your eyes. Hold up. Ah! All right, here's the first one. Let's go, Brandon. Why did you make me do this? Why did you make me do this? Okay. Oh, it's on 3,000 people's watch list. Okay. All right. What's the 1 year high and low? Okay. When did this get released? This got released yesterday? No, hold on. This got released November 10th. What is their current market cap? The fully diluted market cap is $75 million. No fucking way. No fucking way. Am I reading that number right? They have a fully diluted market cap of 75 million. There's only 306,000 dollars of the volume. Hey guys, maybe this one might go parabolic. All right. So there's one. Here's another one. It's just called LBG. Let's go, Brandon. So this one's called FJB. Okay, I know what the FJB stands for. I think you guys do too. And this one's just called LGB. Let's go, Brandon. Up. Hey, dude, it's up 2.25% on Bitcoin on the day, guys. On the day. This one's got a fully diluted market cap of $291 million. No fucking way. Should we go to the website? A decentralized meme token that supports the LGB movement. America's coin, your freedom. Buy LGB coins now. We didn't look at the other. We probably should look at the other one's website. All right, and then this one just let's go Brandon token, all one word. This is probably like crappy. This is probably poorly done, and it's on Binance Smart Chain. I don't know. Yeah, 1 million. We won't even entertain that one, guys. Won't even entertain. Wow. You have your answer, my friend. You have your answer. Cody Boo says, I think there's an LGB token already. Yep. Well, Cody, you're right. Men learn by doing. Yeah, dude. I would say so, man. I don't think most of us are meant for school. Make a do it coin or idiocracy coin. First day in the new job, says Sam, they tell me to sit there and learn GraphQL. You have to learn how to learn. Yeah, you do have to learn how to learn. That's for certain. There's literally a poop coin. Well, not surprised about that. Rio Peterson says we need to the government on the blockchain. You mean we need to put basically the government on the blockchain? Very controversial topic there, my friend. Yeah, we do. I think I don't think that'll be happening anytime soon, but I think that would inevitably happen. All right, Kyle, I moved it. I know I did. I did it. God damn it. I'll put it back, Kyle. But yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a probably better solution to humanity if it was done correctly. Nonstop Drake 360 says, what stage would you say blockchain is in? The early Amazon stage? Yeah, like the whole we're so early meme. Well, I mean, there's really blockchain's been around for over a decade now, right? But it really had no purpose before. It really had no use. I mean, it kind of did, but the use has never been more prevalent until now. And now, instead of just using it as a peer-to-peer payment processing software and or store value, whatever the narrative is for that for you, now we actually have computing networks that run off of a blockchain. So like first it was just let's put money on the blockchain. Now it is, well, then it became let's put the financial market on a blockchain. Let's decentralize finance, put on a blockchain, and then it's games, and now it's like basically we need to put everything on the blockchain. So I guess we're like, if on a scale of 1 to 10, if 1's the beginning and 10's like the peak, maybe we're at like a 4, maybe a 4 and a 5, 4.5, maybe a 3.5. So anywhere between 3.5 to 4.5. Average that, you got a 4. All right, so we'd say we're like 40%. Still early, I'd say. Still very early. I could be wrong about that too. I could be completely wrong. We could be like literally at the most babyish infancy phase. Like 20 years from now, I could like look back in the same way that I look back at fucking video games nowadays. And like if you were to give that shit to me as a kid, I would have been like, this is unreal. This is amazing. I think we are past Amazon startup phase with blockchain. I'd say like past like the beginning, yeah, but we're not where people are like using it every day, right? That's for sure. I think it's in the late Amazon is just for book stage. Cody, that was a fucking great. There you go, guys. I agree with you, Cody. I like that. If the government was on blockchain, they'll find a way corrupted too, aka Binance. Well, that's the thing. We would just program all the government's responsibility into a smart contract, into a DAO, and people would just like vote. Token holders or owners of the country would just vote on it. Like the Flappy Bird guy, he ran away from the money. Yeah, that dude got super loaded, didn't he? Won't the government just use blockchain to push FedCoin to track people's expenses and to have more control over the normies? Well, if someone presents you two options, one, I'm going to slap you in the face, or two, I'm going to give you one, I'm going to slap you in the face, or two, you can literally just walk away and collect $200. Most smart people would say, no, I'm not going to let you slap me in the face. In fact, if you try to slap me in the face, I'll slap you back, sir. I'm going to go and collect this $200 over here. Except the problem is, by the time that if it got to that, the people that are going to be like, oh my God, I didn't realize that they want me to own nothing and be happy. It might be too late for them, but hence the old adage, have fun, staying POOR. As usual, the power would be held by the scribes, aka coders. Yeah, but I also think more and more people throughout time are going to be able to. More and more people throughout time are going to be coding. Like, I think we'll spend a lot less time learning, if there is schools, which I don't even know if there is going to be anymore. Well, I mean, I'm sure there'll be some sort of like brainwashing, like camp type thing in the future in one reality. Of course, obviously, guys, in a video game, not in real life, right? Because real life, it's never. The government loves us, don't they? Shh. But I mean, you're going to need to know, I think like 40, 50 years down the road, like if you don't like understand basic like computer logic, you're going to be like, it's going to be like not knowing how to read. You're welcome, Cody. You're welcome. Does Florida have a lot of blockchain jobs? Yeah, dude. There's a boatload of blockchain companies, especially in Miami. I met, maybe I shouldn't say who it was. I've been... Sorry, guys, I coughed right in the microphone. I walk my dog almost every day with a CEO of a blockchain company. They're an older one, and nobody really uses them anymore. But they're here, and he's telling me there's a lot more of them up here, too. Renee says, I'm here because Cody Moose told me to. Welcome, my friend. Didn't the thing has a little golden spoon? That's bougie? Yeah. You put the spoon, you put it on your face like that. What are your thoughts on Dorsey stepping down? I know when I said the Facebook thing, I said we're going to expect to see more people stepping down from their jobs. I think that could partly be it, but I also think that Dorsey, like we talked about in the previous stream, I think that Dorsey knows that he can't be in bed with Bitcoin and be quasi dedicating his life to hyper Bitcoinization of the world while also being in charge of a company that is censoring people more than anyone else. So I think he had a conflict of interest there, and he had to go. And maybe, hey, might find out another reason why he did it too. Let's see. Did you see that new Twitter CEO talked about the First Amendment? Yeah, who cares? Whatever, dude. I don't even use Twitter. Fuck it. Beecher says, I'm stealing that water cream. Don't do it. Don't do it. Betty, you better not. That's for Cody. You better not. LOL was joking, but that's funny as hell. Damn, bringing all the traffic today. Yes, Cody, bring them. Bring them, my friend. Claybuster in the Who says, more uses for blockchain other than crypto. Yeah, dude. Walmart uses blockchain to track meat and products. Yeah, and you can use it for medical records, too. Good old fight over self-taught hustle. He's done some coding for a medical record company using the blockchain. Yes, Clay, everyone misses you. My phone is bugging. Excuse the typos. You're good, dude. You're good. Clay, yeah. What's up? We were talking about you early in the stream, man. Can't see what I'm in typing sometimes. It's all good, homie. It's all good. I know what you're saying. Not bad. Just got back from road trip. Oh, you guys are talking amongst yourselves in there, not talking to me. I see. Nonso Dre says, if the government really wants to, could they try to find a way to delete something from the blockchain ledger database? If it's and we talked about this in the last blockchain fundamentals course. Boom. Perfect way for me to plug myself. Thank you, Nonso Dre. But like, there's a difference there's different types of blockchain. Okay. There's not just like open public blockchains. There's private and federated blockchains. And so like, basically, let's just say that there's a blockchain running on my computer that I built myself. If I really wanted to, I could roll back some of that data. But the way that a decentralized computing network that is based off of a blockchain works is that you need to have consensus between all parties running the software, the nodes and the miners, in order to accomplish that. And so if you're talking about a large protocol like Bitcoin, Ethereum, even Litecoin or whatever really large. I mean, you guys, even like Phantom and Solana, they had enough nodes in different countries, different places with different vested interests. They're going to do something like that. It has to align with all the people that are going to go get the consensus or kind of vote on it. It has to align with all their incentives for them to be like, okay, I'm okay with it. Since Florida has a lot of blockchain jobs, look, I'll have to come to Florida then instead of Texas. Texas does too, though. Texas is trying to as well, but I think Texas was already behind on that. And I feel like they're just trying to, like, I think a lot of people saw people come flock to Florida when, which I did myself, when all the craziness started going on. But, especially Miami, guys. Miami is a very different city. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I mean, we're talking about a city that was basically like founded on cocaine money, right? So, like, people here were more open to things that weren't normal like that, especially when it was involving money, and more friendly and accepting to it. So a lot of these places were already here beforehand. A lot of blockchain jobs across the pond, recruiting over here. Yeah, I mean, they're everywhere now too. They're literally everywhere, guys. They are indeed everywhere. I'm freezing cold, and now that I actually have a commercial to play for you guys, and I have the ability to get up, I'm going to be right back. Let me go turn that thing off. What's up, guys? I'm Josh, or as you probably know me, eLift Program, and I'm here to talk to you about Developer Direction. What is Developer Direction, you might ask? We are the ultimate IT network and training academy. Ever heard of Fight Club? Yeah, it's kind of like that, but with more computing power. We teach and give courses just like boot camps, but that's not all. We help people actually get jobs, unlike colleges, and we help people get better jobs with better pay and a better life. Here at DD, you don't get grades because your performance is reflected upon by how good you're doing in the real world. You won't accumulate hundreds of thousands of dollars in student debt because we offer a one-time yearly fee that's a fraction of that price. And you won't be wasting your time learning about the latest and greatest social trends because you'll be too busy learning about the latest and greatest trends in the tech and IT market. From courses to networking to problem solving to teaming up together on projects, giving and receiving mentorship, we've got it all. So whether you're a beginner who knows nothing about code or tech, a college student, or a 50-year vet, we got you covered. So head on over to developerdirection.com, sign up for the mail list if you want to keep up with our latest and greatest. Okay, I'm back. Okay. I'm back. I was able to go to the little boys' room as well, guys. Courtesy TO said in November 2020 interview, our role is not to be bound by the First Amendment, focusing less on thinking about free speech, more about thinking of. He didn't put that ing. He didn't put that ing in the tweet. He didn't put that ing in the tweet, though. You did that. I actually missed a call from the Chainlink Labs last week. No fucking way. Are you serious? Cody. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? I'm ashamed, bro. I'm ashamed. Cody, how are you going to do that, dude? You don't even tell me? Dude, come on, man. Cody, you need to bring another big win in for the Developer Direction team, man. Come on. Just an interview? Dude, call them back, bro. Call them back. Cody, I will pay you money to get that to theoretically record that interview for our theoretical database at the theoretical entity known as Developer Direction. All right, I had to stop talking to you guys for a second, and I have to make my point here. Okay, so, all right. So, how does one become a blockchain developer? In fact, you know what? We can even broaden this because good old Dixon, which I believe Dixon's going to get that job. All he has to do is finish that project. How does one get a job in the blockchain industry, period? And then, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some things, some tools some things you can learn, okay? The process that you can do. We can talk about salaries as well, like what you can paid, and then also the benefits, because so a lot of these places, the benefits are a lot more than just the money that they're paying you too, okay? So let's first talk about And again, we'll talk about getting a job in the blockchain industry, period. But let's first just talk about development, all right? Since that's what I do best, and that's what most, but not all, you guys are here for. So if you think about a blockchain, how it works, okay? And you think about regular development, regular software engineering, regular programming. You might think, well, I don't know. Maybe you're I don't know. Maybe you work at Amazon. Maybe you work for, which that's not an excuse, because there's a guy in developer direction who used to work at Amazon, and he's the creator of SeviPay. Check out SeviPay.com if you want cryptocurrency payment integrations in your website. Thank me later. But he was able to do basically blockchain Web3 work. But if you are one of those developers, you might think, well, I don't really have a lot of this like base level blockchain development skills because I don't know like C++. So what's the next? So maybe you're not going to be working on building the chain itself. Maybe you're going to be working on applications running inside of the blockchain, right? Or where the data is hosted inside the blockchain. dApps, decentralized applications, dApps. What do we know about that? Well, you guys have probably all heard about like Solidity, smart contracts, smart contract programming languages. And then you might think, well, I don't know those, but I am a traditional developer. Am I useless? Well, no, you're not useless. However, it would benefit you a lot to know Solidity, or at least know a little bit, which it wouldn't take too long to learn, to be honest with you guys. It wouldn't take too long to just get the basics done enough to be able to help people in the company and get paid for it and do a good job. But, and also too, like most of those people, back to the iPhone App Store reference, when all the millionaires were printed just making apps, most developers, they're in their own world. They don't even know about cryptocurrency. Maybe they know about it, but they're not into it, right? A lot of them like, they're the soy devs are like,
Man, that stuff's a Ponzi scheme.
which is a cop out because they were like, they're not they don't like to admit when they're wrong, and they're not going to want to admit that they missed out on something big. But point of that is, all you really need to be doing is to spend some time to learn those things. But since most people aren't, if you can do something like write, edit, or debug smart contract programming languages or smart contracts with smart contract programming languages, you are like a giant great beluga whale in a tiny pond, meaning you're more valuable. Most of these people aren't focused about that stuff. And since there is such a need for that, and there's an absence. What do we, guys, what do you know about cryptocurrency markets? Let's just talk about all markets in general. Supply and demand, my friends, supply and demand, right? So that right there. But another thing too, guys, is you don't need to be a Solidity master to develop for a blockchain company, right? They actually do desperately need all different types of developers. In fact, honestly, guys, one of the biggest skills that these companies really need, and they will openly admit it, is they need front end. They need really, really strong front end developers. They need really good basic web developers who can do good UI UX designs. So, and let's look at one ourselves, guys. Let's look at one. Let's look at the easiest one. Well, come on, the easiest one. Do you guys know when to pick? You probably don't. Maybe you do. Ta-da. Where am I, guys? Uniswap, right? Now look how. Now I just went to uniswap.org. Okay, so this isn't the application, but I will launch the application for you guys, so you guys can see. But maybe I should. You know what? Let me do this first. Let's hide this real quick. I wouldn't want you guys to be able to see my private keys. You guys aren't trying to steal my private keys, are you guys? ADS? What the fuck is this? Okay. All right. So look at this. Oh, wait. Here we go. Wait a second. Wrong stream. Wrong window, guys. Wrong window. Hold on, guys. Patience, guys. Patience is a virtue. There we go. Now, what do you guys see when you see this? It's not a rhetorical question. Pretty fucking basic and simple UI, right? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. But like, it looks good. It's not ugly. And there's really only like, let's count the buttons on here, guys. Let's count these buttons together. Are you guys ready to count these buttons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a button later. So I'll say 7. A drop down 8, 9. 9 buttons, of which you probably most likely only going to be using 3. All right. This is about as simplistic of a fucking website as it gets. But it looks good. And if you guys have ever used Uniswap, it works when the Ethereum virtual machine is working fine. All right. It's very clean, crisp, it's easy. It's got that. All right. Now the point of that, guys, is in actuality, the reason why it has to look so simplistic is because when you're making code that's going to be dealing with billions of dollars of transactions in it, you want to make sure that if someone hasn't used it before, that they don't have to be a rocket scientist to use it in case they happen to fuck up something and lose money. Because in the blockchain, if you lose money, you should have a luck, partner. You're on your own. But having to engineer something so complex from the back end to an interface on the front end that looks good and is not complex or doesn't appear to be complex, all right? That's hard to do. Believe it or not, that's really hard to do. And then using it, making the use of it seamless, that is really, really, really hard to do, okay? Max Dignitas, I'm sure, would appreciate, or does probably appreciate, the Uniswap interface simplicity. And that's Uniswap. How many of these companies out there want to be like Uniswap? I mean, there's so many of these like there's so many of these blockchain companies that their interfaces are fucking garbage, and they know it, and they desperately need front end people, and they will tell it. They will say it too. They will say it. So one of the biggest things that I would say, and most people won't tell you this, that blockchain companies need is just good front end developers. All right, and in the normal world, and they will pay them very, very, very good. In the normal world, front end developers would make very little money. In the blockchain world, they would make more than most very, very, very prestigious developers at another place. High up, let's say very prestigious senior level developers at, I don't know, a big company, since we're talking about it before, Apple, like that. And thus, if you want to get into blockchain as a developer, but you don't want to do smart contract stuff, if you can do good web development, there you go. You got your in right there. Literally, I'm not kidding. You got your in right there. Okay, you got you in, guys. But what else, friends? What else? Solidity is definitely a benefit. Okay, Solidity is definitely a benefit. Rust as well. Whatever smart contract language is of your choice. Obviously, I think you should learn Solidity because I believe it's harder to deal with, and I think to make the transition to Rust would be easier. But point is, guys, like even there's no such thing as like a Solidity expert. Okay, if they are, they're lying to you. They probably haven't been doing it for 25, 30 years. So because that didn't exist back then. So just knowing a minimum of that and just other development stuff, there you go. Okay. And another note I would say too is that most people that are in these companies, these blockchain companies, they actually didn't come from the regular development world. They came and started developing these smart contracts as a necessity, okay, as a necessity for what they needed done. So, like, if you actually do know or have skills in development from the other world, Web 2.0, I would say that makes you more viable of an option, okay? So, guys, let's get into the meat. Let's get into the meat and taters of it, okay? Let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. So the same 3 steps that I said before, how to become a developer, applies over here too, except we have a little bit of focus that we've already talked about, but we'll be more specific about the skill sets, okay? More specific about the skill sets in a second. So step 1, guys. Step 1. You know what, guys? You want me to whiteboard this out for y'all? It would be easier. It'd be easier for me. It would be easier for me. I'm not going to lie. I cannot tell a lie. I will not and cannot tell a lie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can you see my screen? Mia. So step 1, that's going to be learning, okay? Learn skills, okay? Learn skills. No brainer, right? Does anybody here think that they can't learn skills? I rest my case. Yes, guys, I do know that I have the handwriting of a baby. Don't need to let me know. I already know. Step 2, build a portfolio. All right, build a portfolio. Now I would go spend time browsing GitHub to show you all of the brilliant gentlemen and women in Developer Directions' amazing GitHub repos. But there's a reason for that. And it's not just us. Any developer out there, they pride themselves on their portfolio. Because since we're talking about a job that doesn't require you to have passed the bar exam to do, how are you going to prove? How are you going to prove that you can code? Well, you have your portfolio of projects that you made. This is proof of work. This is the real OG proof of work. And then step 3 here, guys, okay, is to apply for jobs, if that's what you want to do, is work for someone else, or source clients, okay? Now, none of this is rocket science skills right here, okay? These 3 steps are not any kind of one simple trick, one simple secret to becoming a developer. Talked about this before, okay? Now, usually it's not like, okay, I learned one skill, I put one thing in my portfolio, and then I applied to one place or I sourced to one client. Oh, now there you go. I'm on my way. I'm there. Nope. It usually doesn't work like that, okay? You should go from here to here, okay? And then you go from here to here. And then you'll probably be bouncing back to this one, go back, and probably maybe after some time, you're doing only 10% of the learning new skill, and 90% of it's going to be these last 2 steps down here. You're going to be constantly trying to build things that you haven't built to prove your worthiness, and then constantly trying to apply and source for whatever period of time that it takes you to get either the job that you want or the clientele base that you need or want to feel comfortable, okay? But that, in essence, that's it, guys. That's it. And that's not a joke. That's not a joke. I'm being for real tea, okay? I'm being for real tea, all right? Now, when it comes to and that's just if you want to be a normal developer, you would just learn literally everything you can. If you want to be a blockchain developer, if you want to be specifically a blockchain developer, there are certain skills that you want to learn, all right? Now, we just talked about dApps, decentralized applications, and each dApp, guys, is really just made up of 3 parts, okay? 3 parts, and if you can learn these things, these 3 parts, you actually can get away with learning less to become a blockchain developer or work in the blockchain industry than a normal developer, all right? Now, the first one, and I'd say the hardest one, is going to be the smart contracting languages, okay? This is the part of the dApp, the decentralized application, that involves the finance, all right? And just the base, okay? The base, all right? So there's Solidity, Rust, whatever. I'd say probably Solidity is going to be more wanted, but do both, all right? The second part is going to be JavaScript. And actually, you can do C# for this, but not many people are. But JavaScript, which is actually going to be, if you do come from the regular development world, even if you're not just a front-end web developer, JavaScript is probably going to be part of your repertoire, all right? The JavaScript is going to be used to fetch the data and bring it back to the users, okay? Fetch the data from the users and bring it back to you, okay? And JavaScript isn't super crazy hard, all right? And that's also something you'd be learning anyway if you're trying to become a regular programmer. So there you go. And the final thing is like how to use a wallet, like MetaMask, for example. That part's not super hard. So yeah, if you can't learn how to use MetaMask, then maybe this might be a little above you, but I don't think anyone here can't learn MetaMask, okay? Or how to use MetaMask. So basically that's it, guys. And you can use those skills. You can throw those in the step 1 part. And there you go. You can get it done. Now, learning them themselves are a little bit different, okay? And honestly, Solidity is a little hard to learn for many reasons. It's not like, first of all, you can't really fuck up Solidity. Like, you don't publish a smart contract unless you know it's absolutely perfect. And these smart contracts will be very small snippets of code. Like, they're not like multi-thousand line smart contracts. Some of them are, but not really. All right, not really. Most of them aren't. That part takes more time because it's like this fine thing that you got to be careful with. Like maybe you're like a sculptor and you're sculpting something. But anybody in here that's actually worked as a job as a developer professionally, you probably worked on way more larger code bases than like something that makes up a smart contract. Okay. But you gotta be, it's hard. You gotta be careful with it. And that's why it's hard. Okay. Also on top of that, the documentation for Solidity is awful. All right. And even if you do sign up for some kind of like course and or buy some sort of like video course or something, most of these courses, like they don't make the assumption that the person watching them might know nothing about programming, period. So let's just say you came from the real world and programming was never really interested to you until you figured out about the blockchain, cryptocurrency, because most of them make the assumption of the opposite. They make the assumption that you're here to learn, that you're a developer and you're here to learn something new from your skill set. So, which by the way, if you are one of those people, or if you're from if you already know a thing or two, Failer, about code, regardless of your skill set. But in all seriousness, though, Blockchain Fundamentals, the newest one for 2022, is live, out for enrollment. And I won't read this to you guys, so you guys can just read it yourself. Maybe pause the screen or whatever. Or sign up for the mailing list, and you'll get emails from me explaining to you guys what you're going to get from it. But we actually do start it under the preface that you don't know anything about code, and then we bring you up to speed. Okay, that's the hardest part. That's what we do, and other people don't. And live webinars as well. So still haven't found people that do live webinars. And also, we don't just teach courses. Go back and watch a commercial. Don't make me sell it, you guys. All right. More than just courses, okay? We'll actually help you get the job as well, like we have with many, many others. In fact, guys, claps for myself and you guys out there, the guys in the audience that are from DD. In the last like 3 months, let's just say this year, more people than I even have counted right now have gotten a job in developer direction, okay? Congrats to you guys. I'm really fucking happy about that because you make me happy in myself. It means that the job is done correctly. It means that we are accomplishing the goal that we want. So the part in the commercial that's like, we actually will help you get a job, we will, okay? We probably have a higher success rate at jobs than a boot camp, and we don't cost anywhere near as much, all right? So that is that. But something else I want to show you guys too about this whole entire thing as to why this is going to be important. And actually, probably more so about the salaries, right? So, and this is from 2020 going into 2021, all right, guys? And these have been updated a little bit. So, these are blockchain developer salaries by location. And there's a lot of good juicy stuff in this article. They have the updated prices as well for the new year, adjusted for inflation. But that's pretty darn good, guys, especially either in the US or in the remote category, which you're most likely going to be remote no matter what. Another thing, too, is these companies, they won't just offer you money, salary. They also want to give like equity in the company, tokens. The guys in here from DD know, because you guys have heard when I was going sourcing these interviews from a lot of these companies. I mean, a lot of them are willing to pay in tokens. A very, very well-known one that I won't say in the live stream, but you guys know. You guys know you guys in the DD gang, y'all know what I'm talking about. Basically, they were offering a boatload of money if you added up all the incentives, okay? All the incentives, a lot. It was quite a bit. Very simple user experience is cool, yeah? Yeah, dude. It is. I think I missed some of you guys. Hold up here. Yeah. For sure, Cody, for sure. Large buttons for FLTT law. Good UX. Yes. Keep it simple, stupid. Yep. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Yes, indeed. What do you say is the starting pay range for blockchain developers? Well, we just answered that, didn't we? If you're watching the screen, but I guess let's just talk about if you're in the US or you're working remote. The average pay is about like let's just say $125,000 to $135,000 a year mark is the average. So if we take about like 15% from that, that's probably like starting pay. But so let's just say let's just $120,000 a year, because this is what I've told people before. And then let's also talk about if it's for some kind of protocol and they want to give you, instead of like if you work for a big company and they gave you stocks in the company every week or every 2 weeks, every pay period, I don't know, they gave you like 200 of their native tokens. And maybe you got a signing bonus of like 5,000 of their native tokens, all right? Those tokens could end up being worthless. They could also end up being worth something. Maybe you got more than just 205,000. Maybe you got like a couple 100,000 and they actually end up one day being like, I don't know, in the next couple months, a couple cents or 10, 20, 30 cents, a lot of money right there. Okay. A lot. So in total, I mean, total comp, I don't know, 120 to 150, starting would not be out of question at all. I'm trying to try to be like conservative on it, to be honest with you. It's kind of weird to build a GitHub they'd have to clone your GitHub repo and verify it works. Get your environment variable set up to verify it actually works. You mean your code for what? Infrastructure as code? Okay. Yeah. I mean, and you could explain, like most places would, they do is they'll question you about your GitHub and you'll have to explain to them. And like, guys, people that are worth their salt, they know if you're talking about, they'll know from you talking whether or not you're bullshitting or not. If you're like, oh, I don't know what this means or whatever, I'll have to make up something on the fly. They know, right? And that's only going to happen. You're only going to understand those things if you actually do the work. You put the hands on the fucking keyboard and do the work, which it's not hard to do, especially if you're with us. AKA building a cloud environment to run an application without manually setting it up through the cloud provider portals. Yeah, that would be a little painful. Please don't get duped into a job office. Everything is remote unless you want to. Yeah, I mean, unless you like going to the job. Unless you like going to the office. I never did. Not even before the coof, but 124K remote. Wow. Yep. And that's the average. I mean, that was up to 200. So, and they were including salaries. They were not talking about total compensation as well. Also, guys, which the guys in developer direction and DD, you guys know from some of the interviews, a lot of these places, they're like, hey, you don't have to, but would you take payment in USDC? So, if you live in a country where not getting paid in the native currency might benefit you in a way, shape, or form, that wouldn't be too bad, now would it? Remote really makes you mobile. Yeah, and you can go wherever the fuck you want too. That's the whole point. And a lot of things, a lot of these blockchain companies, guys, they're not like these older companies. They're the people there. They're like you and me. They're anti old world. They're anti Web 2.0. Maybe not so much anti, but they like to say that they want to take the benefits from the old world, bring it to the new world, but leave the problems behind. And so, like, to them, they're like, we don't give a shit if wage number 7240. In fact, we're not even going to call you wage number 7240. We're going to call you by your name because we might have a team of only 30 people, 100 people, 200 people, if that's a big one. They don't care where you're working. They don't care really unless you negotiated otherwise, which if you need help with that, you need help with the negotiation part and you got duped, hit up developer direction. We'll teach you how to double dip. That's for sure. But they don't care if you're like in front of the computer 8 hours a day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., whatever. If you do the job, you get it done right, and you get it done on time, and you don't cause problems, they don't give a fuck where you are, who you are, where you're from, what you did, as long as blah, blah, blah. XCD Roland says, does a 1-year DD get you blockchain fundamentals? No, they're not two different things. Like, yeah, it does get you. It does get you blockchain fundamentals. Hold on. Let's explain this again. And God damn it, we need to finish this the Q&A page on here. Guys, I've been too lazy with the website. I need to get with Max Dignitas, and we need to finish that because we keep saying it and we always get stuck in other things. But there's going to be a page that's going to explain every question that everybody's asked me 1,000 times before, because I'm not trying to put you down, XD Roland. I have heard this question before a lot of times, and it's understandable. So no, with the 1-year pass, which the price is $100 higher than it was last time, guys. And that's for a reason. But literally, get access to all available courses and webinars for 1 year. So 365 days from when you get in, access to everything, right? And we do more than just the web. We do more than just the courses. Like, we're a nonstop shop. We're working 365 days a year. Although we do take breaks here and there. But I mean, it's not like if you see other places that like, like we have this like 4-week course, whatever, and then you're done and you're good to go. I mean, the reason why I could never do that is because like it's not, you can't go, and this is why I don't believe in boot camps. Like, you can't go and just get a job. We've had some people get a job in under 2 months, and literally maybe it was like a little slightly over 2 months. All right, slightly 2 months time frame. Okay, it's not impossible, but the chances are a lot less, especially if you have less time and you have a real life and other things going on, maybe other work, to do it. But that's why when we have the webinars and for the courses, then we move into the meta webinars, and those are the ones in between the courses, and those where we try to hammer into people and help people build their portfolio, help people with their specific goals and their specific problems and issues of getting the job, because it has to be personal. It has to be. That's why colleges can't do it. That's why boot camps can't specifically get people jobs, because it has to be personal, and you have to have someone walk you through it. So, sorry, point of that was, yes, you literally get everything. You're there for 365 days from the day that you purchase it. So yes, you do, man. You do. A double dip, bro. Look at cell developers. Most of them are rich AF now. Wonder why. Yeah, exactly. Yes, the double dip. No HR meetings with Karen. Even better. Yeah, I think you'll have meetings still, but it's not. I mean, they're not going to have like a human resource department unless it's like, I don't know, fucking Coinbase you're working for. They probably have a human resource department, but you're not going to be like having to worry about like wage number 7240 problems that we all don't like, right? Scott out here with the Chad double dipper. Dude, Scott is the Chad double dipper. Cell developers. Yes. Yeah. I think you know that. But yeah, actually, Roland, you are correct. You do get access to all that. And you get more than us just like, hey, here's some like regurgitated stuff that you guys can watch in a recorded video. And there you go. And if you do want to watch something recorded, the one thing that I felt comfortable actually like giving up or selling as recorded was the web dev. The web dev level 1 course, and it's the only thing, and the only reason, like, and it's super cheap, $97. The only reason that it's $97 because it doesn't take any of my time to do this. It's already recorded. This is the only thing that I think people actually like. If you know nothing and you can watch this, you can watch web development stuff without having to ask questions, you should be able to handle. But guys, most of the time, like, if you do actually know nothing about programming at all and it's completely foreign to you, it's really hard. It's really hard to just watch tutorials like static pre-recorded tutorials. Like you need, if you want to do it correctly in the fastest way possible, you need people to teach you and mentor you how to do that. And then the part of getting the job, that's important too, right? Like nobody does that. And that's why somebody in the group is like, hey, do you mind if I give people, there's like some free course on like Udemy or whatever. Do you mind if I tell people about it? Like, I don't want to like put competition in like your way. I'm like, go ahead. Cause that's not my competition. Like we're a one-stop shop. I don't even know what we are, honestly. When we were making the commercials, like I just explain the best that I can because we're not a college, we're not a boot camp. We're not just like, hey, this is just courses. Like we're literally an IT mastermind in your pocket. Everything that you need. If your goal is to become a developer, that's what the year pass is for, right? And if you just want to learn a specific thing or just test your feet out on a specific tech or course, that's that too. Which, by the way, I never really advertised this before, but people who have DM me, anyone that knows if you want to pay in crypto, 100%, you get a discount on it. Just DM me so that I know that it's actually you sending it, not some random person. But yeah, guys, like I would say with all the growth here, I think that getting a job in blockchain, your chances are actually higher doing that now than they are just getting a job in the regular world. Believe it or not, as crazy as it sounds, I truly believe that. There's a lot less red tape from these companies hiring these people, and that's because the red tape stuff kind of goes against their whole motto. Everyone that's there, that red tape stuff goes against their motto. It's going to be a lot easier for you. They're not going to require you to take a test or put something inside of you that you don't want to, or, I don't know, like run an FBI background check on you or whatever it is that you might have an issue with. So that's something to consider too. And like, if you have the option to do that, as opposed to get a regular developer job, maybe you do want to maybe you're just like, hey, I really have a hankering for how, I don't know, nuclear power plants work. And I really just want to be a C++ programmer for nuclear power. That's your thing, then do it. But if you're just like, hey, I just want to get a good job and I want to learn how to code, and that's the thing, blockchain is a pretty good choice, guys. It is a pretty good choice. It's definitely, if I wasn't doing several of my own things, that's probably what I'd be aiming to do. And just to get the experience. And honestly, to be honest with you guys, that's on the menu for me. The menu for me, but it's not to work for someone else, where it's to do something myself or with one of the companies. So that's the next stone left unturned. And like, I just see it as a future. I don't see how you could say otherwise. It's here to stay. Cat's out of the bag. People want it. So people are going to get what they want, right? The people going to get what they want. That's all I had for you tonight, guys. So if you're interested, in the blockchain fundamentals course, it is live and the enrollment is finishing December 12th. But if not, go ahead, sign up on our email list if you just want to hear about what's going on with us. And if you have any questions for me, go ahead and DM me. DM any one of the brilliant people that are in the group, and they'll tell you. They'll tell you themselves. I won't need to tell it to you for them. I love you guys. I'm going to be doing a stream. So since I said to you guys on Saturday, I'm going to be doing a stream. I'm going to do 5 days a week. If I can get 6 or 7, I'll do that too. But since Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the usual stream, should we do something slightly off topic? Would you guys like that if I did something slightly off topic, like we did on Sunday, with the reviewing my calls from Free Consultation Friday, Jonathan Modern Life Dating? I think so far that's probably what I'm going to do. But if you guys got a better idea, shoo, put in the chat, put in the comments, let me know. I'm out, guys. See you guys later.